This page is the cover of a Nintendo Power magazine, dominated by a fierce dinosaur and the hero, Turok. Highlighting the main feature on Turok, Dinosaur Hunter, promising a 12-page Arsenal deep dive. The cover also teases exciting content with hot shots on upcoming giants like Zelda 64, Star Fox 64, and Earthbound 64. Inside, you'll find power previews covering FIFA Soccer 64 and Doom 64, while Survival Tactics offers tips for Mario Kart 64 and Killer Instinct Gold. The Epic Center includes more on Earthbound 64 and Harvest Moon. It's a solid lineup covering major releases and highly anticipated games. This page is an advertisement for Nintendo Power magazine, humorously comparing traditional driver's education with the driving skills you'll truly need for games like Mario Kart 64, which the magazine provides tips and tricks for. This page is dedicated to the highly anticipated Turok, Dinosaur Hunter on the left, featuring striking artwork of the hero and intense screenshots, alongside a description promising coverage to make you the hunter, not the hunted. The right side presents the magazine's table of contents for Volume 94, March 1997. It breaks down the issue into sections covering strategy for games such as Turok, Super Mario Kart 64, Key Gold, and Link's Awakening, plus special features including previews for FIFA Soccer 64 and Doom 64, a Mario Kart 64 contest, and nominations for the 1996 Nintendo Power Awards. The Epic Center covers Harvest Moon, while standard sections like Player's Pulse and Power Charts round out the issue. Small previews with screenshots for the Power Awards, Doom 64, and Mario Kart 64 highlight featured content. The next page features the Player's Pulse section, where readers share their thoughts. Letters cover topics like the legendary durability of the Super NES, humorous signs you've played too much Super Mario RPG, debates about which creatures make the best game heroes, and praise for Killer Instinct Gold as a perfect arcade translation. There's also a note announcing the nominees for the 1996 Nintendo Power Awards and asking for suggestions for next year's categories. The page is illustrated with fan art featuring characters from various series, including Final Fantasy II, Sonic, Star Wars, Fire Emblem, Tactics Ogre, and Street Fighter. The next page features the Power Charts, showcasing the top-ranking games voted by players across Nintendo 64, Super NES, and Game Boy. Super Mario 64 holds the top spot on the N64, while Donkey Kong Country 3 leads the SNES, and The Legend of Zelda. Link's Awakening dominates the Game Boy list, maintaining a long reign. There's also a list of the most anticipated games. The letters section continues, with readers debating the merits of computer-generated graphics compared to hand-drawn sprites, specifically discussing Mario's polygonal look in Super Mario 64. We also see a segment about a contest winner visiting Nintendo of America, and a reminder about the Player Awards nominations mentioned previously. This page delves into the prehistoric world of Turok, Dinosaur Hunter. The page features a striking illustration of the hero Turok battling a massive dinosaur, capturing the game's intense theme. It highlights the core quest to collect 8 pieces of the powerful chronoceptors scattered across the Lost Land. The game mechanics are detailed, covering movement options like swimming and climbing, alongside standard running and walking. Screenshots showcase the first-person perspective gameplay, demonstrating combat and interactions with level progression elements like keys and switches. The page also explains item pickups, such as life force and health points, illustrating the different values. It touches on the game's unique warp and transport systems, which help navigate the levels, though warps can be unpredictable. The article mentions the game's mature rating, reflecting its violent combat against fierce dinosaurs and other enemies, and even points out a built-in cheat menu for those who need a hand. It's presented as an explosive, challenging 3D adventure, perfect for players who enjoy big guns and big foes. This page delves into the diverse lineup of foes Turok will encounter in the Lost Land. It covers everything from simple forest animals that provide health boosts to dangerous soldiers, mutated creatures, and futuristic cyborgs. Each enemy entry provides a screenshot, the levels they appear in, and key weapon recommendations to help players survive. The page also details the game's major boss encounters, including the first boss, the Long Hunter, the insectoid mantis, the iconic Trex, and the final showdown with the campaigner. Strategies and suggested weapons are provided for these challenging battles, alongside information on other formidable enemies, like the heavy cyborg and sludge beast. It's an essential guide to preparing for the many threats that stand between Turok and the Chronoscepter. This page provides a detailed guide for navigating the early levels of Turok, Dinosaur Hunter. It starts with level 1, explaining how to acquire the pistol and auto shotgun by finding underwater tunnels and secret cliff areas guarded by enemies. The guide then moves to the jungle, describing key points like finding hidden stairs, navigating a village area to collect items, and discovering underwater passages leading to important items like a key. It also offers tips for tackling various challenges encountered within the jungle environment, including specific areas where valuable items or weapon upgrades can be found. The page highlights item types like warps, health, and various armor/item pickups available in these stages. The next page continues the guide for Turok, Dinosaur Hunter, detailing 2 more challenging levels, Ancient City and the Ruins. The Ancient City section provides tips for navigating the area, emphasizing using the rooftops for tactical advantage, and finding key items like ammo and health pickups. Noting the presence of ancient warriors, commandos, and raptors, it also describes how to activate transports and escape the level via a final jump, aided by the map. The Ruins Guide focuses on finding the powerful grenade launcher hidden within a maze of pillars, and highlights navigation through canyons and hidden passages. It warns of enemies lying in ambush, and mentions the strategic use of the compass. Both sections show the collected warps, health points, and items like spiritual invincibility, backpack, and tech armor available in each level. This guide is essential for players looking to fully explore these areas and acquire crucial weaponry and items. This page continues the Turok, Dinosaur Hunter Guide, tackling the challenging catacombs and the aerial treetop village. The catacombs are described as a confusing but treasure-rich network of tunnels, highlighting the path to acquiring the powerful minigun and a piece of the Chronoscepter. Navigation tips emphasize using the map and recognizing wall textures to find hidden ledges and passages. Treetop Village, the 6th stage, tests players with difficult jumps while facing off against sharpshooting enemies. The guide explains how to reach the village via an elevator hidden in a tree trunk and where to find the alien gun. It also details the search for a key, which involves battling a Bionosaur before reaching the final area. Screenshots illustrate key locations and challenges in both levels, and the page lists the collected warps, health, and items like spiritual invincibility and tech armor for each area. This page finishes the Turok, Dinosaur Hunter Guide, taking you through the treacherous Lost Land and the final showdown. The Lost Land is a war-torn hellscape filled with booby traps, lavas, and tough jumps across rising pillars. You'll need the right weapons like the particle accelerator and fusion cannon to survive the heat and the numerous enemies. The final confrontation pits you against the campaign jurors, but first, you must battle waves of cyborgs and terrifying triceratops ridden by rocket-wielding lackeys. Use your grenade launcher to clear the path. After the battle, search the area for valuable items before attempting to infiltrate the fortress. The final area is a maze protected by robotic guards and a formidable Turok Terminator doorman blocking the way to the boss. Collect the final warps and boost your health and items for the ultimate fight. This page introduces FIFA Soccer 64 on the Nintendo 64, bringing authentic football action for up to 4 players. The game offers 4 distinct ways to play: a quick friendly match, a season-long league campaign competing in one of 6 international leagues, a customizable World Cup-style tournament, or a playoff elimination bracket. FIFA Soccer 64 boasts impressive features, including nearly 3,000 authentic players from over 140 international teams, each rated with detailed statistics. The game utilizes new technology for realistic, smooth player movement through motion blending and capture data, along with groundbreaking graphics and a massive sound palette featuring commentary from top European announcers. The AI even adapts to your playing style. Screenshots showcase the match select menu, team selection, and gameplay views, highlighting the detail and various modes available. You can even save your roster and trade players using the controller pack. The next page delves into the customizable options of FIFA Soccer 64, allowing players to tailor the experience. You can choose from 3 distinct game modes: simulation for a realistic, true-to-life football experience mirroring real leagues, action which throws the rulebook out for fast-paced, physics-bending fun, or arcade mode, where all teams are balanced to equal strength, perfect for leveling the playing field. The page also highlights the impressive array of 8 different camera angles available, ensuring you always have the best view of the action. This includes everything from a high cable cam to a player's perspective shoulder cam, plus the innovative picture-in-picture feature, letting you watch 2 views simultaneously. Multiple screenshots showcase these various perspectives and the gameplay. This page focuses on mastering the time trials mode in Mario Kart 64. It explains that the goal is to race against the clock and ultimately challenge your own best performance, represented by a ghost racer. The guide highlights essential techniques like the power slide for boosting around corners and the rocket boost for a fast start. It also includes general preparation tips like understanding track info and using the speedometer. The page then provides a detailed breakdown of the Luigi Raceway course, offering specific advice for navigating turns and straightaways, accompanied by a track map and screenshots illustrating key moments and techniques on the course. This page continues the Mario Kart 64 Time Trials Guide, offering expert strategies for several more tracks. It covers Moo Moo Farm, detailing how to navigate bumps, use shortcuts with mini-turbos or mushrooms, and power slide effectively while avoiding obstacles like moles. The guide then moves to Koopa Troopa Beach, explaining the crucial tough tunnel shortcut and techniques for power sliding around the unique island shape. Next is Choco Mountain, focusing on mastering scurves, setting up slides early, and maintaining control through bumpy sections. Finally, it provides tactics for Mario Raceway, including utilizing rocket boosts, executing the challenging hairy hairpin turn for a mini-turbo, using the sandy shortcut with mushrooms, and finishing strong with a power slide up the final slope. The goal remains improving lap times by applying specific power sliding and line-taking techniques tailored to each course's unique layout and hazards. The next page continues the expert guide for shaving seconds off your Mario Kart 64 time trial runs, tackling 4 more challenging tracks. For Toad's Turnpike, the focus is on navigating the unpredictable traffic with careful passing and maximizing mini-turbos on the long turns, plus a crucial mushroom boost on the final hill. Frappe Snowland requires precise line-taking around snowmen and mastering mushroom-assisted jumps over terrain, with specific points for power sliding on the ice. Wario Stadium tests your ability to power slide over moguls and hit multiple mini-turbos on the complex turns and jumps. Finally, Bowser's Castle presents unique challenges like speeding through rooms, timing moves around thwomps, and executing difficult power slides on ramps and tight corners to navigate the treacherous layout. The guide provides specific markers and techniques for optimal lines and boosts on each course. The next page continues the in-depth guide to mastering Mario Kart 64 time trials, covering 5 more courses. Sherbet Land requires careful navigation of icy turns and hazards like penguins, with tips for using power slides and mini-turbos despite the slippery surface. Rainbow Road emphasizes strategic use of mushrooms for jumps and managing speed on the long, winding track while avoiding chomps. DK's Jungle Parkway highlights power sliding techniques around the lagoon and specific spots for utilizing boosts, including jumping over the river and navigating uphill sections. Banshee Boardwalk focuses on precise sliding and maneuvering around sharp turns and the haunted house, crucial on a track with no guardrails. Finally, Yoshi Valley offers advice on power sliding through complex sections, navigating the maze-like area, and using mushrooms for shortcuts. Each track includes a map and specific pointers for shaving off valuable seconds. This page details the Mario Kart 64 Nintendo Power Cup contest, challenging players to race against the clock in time trials on Mario Raceway. The goal was to achieve a time under 1 minute 30 seconds and 0 milliseconds, and submit a photo of the result screen. Elite drivers had a chance to win awesome prizes, including one of 1,000 exclusive Gold-Tone 64 controllers, or one of 5,000 limited edition calling cards. The page also provides useful tips on how to take a proper photo of your television screen to ensure your entry is clear and eligible. Just make sure your entry was postmarked by the May 15th deadline. This page is packed with various cheats and tricks for several different games. For Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey, you get a detailed guide on how to access a hidden team customization feature, allowing you to swap players between 2 teams and even create duplicates. Donkey Kong Country 3 fans can rejoice with multiple cheats accessed via a code word system, including extra lives, a sound test, character color changes, and more. Cruisin' USA racers can learn a clever trick to get faster cars for both players in the cross-country race. Portable gamers playing Tetris are shown how to skip ahead 10 stages quickly. Finally, Star Wars. Shadows of the Empire includes a trick to get a cool alternate camera view during the Battle of Hoth, and access the game's credits by entering a specific name. To great collection of useful in-game secrets. This page is packed with secrets for various titles. Wave Race 64 players can find tips on locating different marine life, including regular and baby dolphins, a giant dolphin, and even killer whales, with screenshots showing these hidden creatures. For NBA Hang Time on the Super NES, you can uncover how to see the game's development team and access a special championship mode where you face all 29 teams, also pictured here. Tetris Attack fans get a long list of passwords to unlock a secret second set of challenging puzzles. Mortal Kombat Trilogy features new special moves and fatalities for Human Smoke, Baraka, and Raiden, detailed with descriptions and screenshots, including moves like decapitation and reverse lightning. Finally, Superstar Wars. Return of the Jedi on Game Boy offers passwords to reach specific locations like Endor, Ewok Village, and various Death Star areas. This page dives deep into the terrifying world of Midway's Doom 64 on the Nintendo 64. Featuring the iconic Doom logo and atmospheric key art, the page highlights the game as a triumph of art and blood and an all-new Doom adventure. The text conveys the perspective of a lone Marine fighting an invasion, emphasizing the game's enhanced graphics, sharper focus, and terrifying atmosphere powered by the new 64 technology. Screenshots showcase the game's dark, claustrophobic environments and enemy encounters. A Doom Vital Stats section provides a quick overview of the game's scale, mentioning it has 32 stages, 15 enemy types, and 10 weapons, developed over a year with Wavefront software. It's described as the fastest, the baddest, the best-looking Doom in existence for any platform. This page focuses on the terrifying enemies and powerful weapons you'll encounter in Doom 64. The reviewer describes the relentless assault from creatures like imps, lost souls who warp into existence, shadow warriors who are quick and nearly invisible, and even zombies who attack without hesitation. Surviving requires learning their tactics and listening for hidden threats. To fight back, you'll find a range of weapons, from standard pistols and shotguns to heavy-duty chain guns, rocket launchers, plasma blasters, and even chainsaws scattered throughout the base. Screenshots show various enemies and gameplay moments, highlighting the constant danger and the tools available to combat the invasion. This page delves into the challenging level design and navigation of Doom 64. The reviewer highlights the sprawling, maze-like nature of the levels, filled with hidden rooms, secret panels, and puzzles requiring specific sequences to progress. Finding color-coded keys is essential to unlocking doors and advancing, often requiring perilous searches through monster-infested areas. The use of transporters can lead to unpredictable outcomes, sometimes dropping you right into a group of waiting demons. Fortunately, the auto-mapping feature is a crucial tool for finding your way and uncovering secret paths. Survival also depends heavily on collecting scattered items like weapons, ammo, armor, and health. Special power-ups, though temporary, like Berserker packs and invincibility, offer vital boosts needed to overcome the relentless demonic opposition encountered on the previous page. This page presents the Design the Game of the Future challenge. Nintendo Power is asking readers to envision what video games will be like in the year 2064. What will Mario be doing? What will controllers be like? How will graphics look? They want you to think up a future game product, design a Nintendo Power cover for it, and enter for a chance to win. The grand prize is a complete media center, a trip to Nintendo headquarters, and your idea featured in the magazine. While second prizes are Nintendo 64 consoles. It's a cool contest, asking gamers to dream big about the future of the hobby. This page delves into the intricacies of Killer Instinct Gold on the Nintendo 64, specifically targeting players looking to go beyond the basics. It details how to unlock and utilize the game's extensive options, which customize everything from difficulty aids like auto doubles and cheap juggles, to core mechanics like blocking. These options are typically unlocked by winning matches at increasing difficulty levels, but the page also provides a code to instantly access all 5 levels of option screens. There's a key section explaining buffering, a vital technique for linking moves seamlessly in combos. The page includes a visual breakdown of a complex 21-hit combo for Spinal, showing the inputs needed to execute the sequence and the resulting damage. This content is clearly designed to help dedicated players refine their skills and tailor the game experience. This page features strategies for Killer Instinct Gold characters including Maya's cheap moves, TJ Combo's stun pop-up, Kim Woo's Multi-Super, and B. Orchid's Parry openers, complete with input commands and screenshots. It also includes the Epic Center section, dedicated to news and previews of Epic games, primarily RPGs. This month's content lists include features on Earthbound 64, Harvest Moon, and Epic Strategies. The section highlights games like the popular Lufia 2 and discusses the Super Famicom Zelda, originally released via satellite in Japan, with hopes for a North American game pack release. It notes the excitement for upcoming titles like Earthbound 64 and Harvest Moon. This page delves into the upcoming Earthbound 64, showcased through a collection of screenshots, character models, and concept art. As part of the Epic Center, it highlights the tremendous variety expected in this 3D world, featuring both returning characters like Dr. Andonuts and Mr. Saturns, and many new faces. The development team assures that every scene will be packed with imagination. Known as Mother 3 in Japan, the game is scheduled for release after Zelda 64, hinting at a possible late 1998 arrival in North America. While the plot remains largely unknown, the visuals, guided by art director Ashura Ito, promise a rich and expansive adventure that will keep players on the edge of their seats. From desert armies led by vehicles like Porkbean, to charming Tazmily village and bizarre creatures, the game is shaping up to be a truly epic marvel. This page explores Harvest Moon, a simulation and role-playing hybrid where you inherit a rundown farm and have 2.5 years to restore it and find happiness before your parents return. The game focuses on your daily life, managing livestock and crops, rather than exploring a vast world. Success hinges on balancing chores with building relationships in the local town and mountain areas. The review highlights key locations like the farm's various buildings, the town square with its shops and residents, and the mountain's hidden spots. It emphasizes that finding a companion is as crucial as farming to achieve the happiest outcome within the game's compressed timeline, where each year is only 120 days long. This page dives into the nuts and bolts of succeeding in Harvest Moon, emphasizing time management is crucial, with in-game time passing in 15-second increments outdoors but stopping indoors. Stamina is your resource, starting at 100 points and draining with activities. Recover it using various foods listed, or by visiting the mountain hot springs. Clearing land involves chopping stumps and breaking rocks, while weeds are best left for less energy-intensive moments. Plowing is essential for planting crops like fast-growing radishes and valuable corn, with tips on planting patterns for efficient watering and harvesting multiple yields. The guide also covers livestock care, highlighting the importance of hay for chickens and cows, daily interaction with cows to boost milk production, and selling excess animals. Finally, it details how to sell produce, stressing the need for freshness by delivering items to the shipping bin before the shipper arrives. This page continues the guide to Harvest Moon, shifting focus to the social and events systems. It details how to find a wife by interacting with the 5 eligible bachelorettes, giving gifts, and proposing with the blue feather. The guide also outlines house remodeling options, necessary for marriage, and expanding your life on the farm. Beyond relationships, it touches on in-game legends, such as tales of the little people, a wishing pond, and other local myths. Finally, it provides an overview of the annual festivals held throughout the year, like the Flower Festival and Harvest Festival, explaining their purpose and when they occur, offering opportunities for town interaction and rewards. The page also includes a tip about returning home early once you are married. This page features an epic strategy guide for the quirky and humorous RPG, Earthbound. It opens by praising the game's unique charm and offering tips for new players. The guide then dives into specific sections of the game, detailing how to recruit characters like Tony and the Small Monkey, navigate the treacherous gold mine to defeat Guardian Diggers and find a crucial item, and journey to the bizarre dimension of Moonside to confront the Mani Mani statue. Finally, it provides a step-by-step walkthrough for Talarama's cave, explaining how to interact with monkeys to solve puzzles and collect valuable items. Screenshots illustrate key locations like the bus stop, a battle scene, and a cave room. This page features an in-depth look at The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, which is reawakening on Super Game Boy. The article highlights the game's continued popularity since its original 1993 release, and the new vibrant color experience the Super Game Boy provides. Link's quest involves waking the Windfish, a sleeping beast, by gathering 8 mystical wind instruments. These instruments are key to progressing, and include a cello, drum, organ, triangle, conch, bell, harp, and marimba. The page also details Link's extensive inventory of adventure items necessary for his journey, like bombs, the bow, magic rod, hook shot, magic powder, ocarina, boots, feather, power bracelet, shovel, shield, sword, mushroom, and even a Yoshi doll needed for the trading sequence. The preview emphasizes the epic scale of the quest and the unique items Link acquires. This page provides a comprehensive guide to the initial areas of Koholint Island in The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, featuring a detailed map marked with key locations from 1 through 21. It outlines Link's early adventure, starting with his shipwreck at Toronbo Shores, where he reclaims his sword and meets the owl. The guide covers essential stops like Mabe Village, home to the store, library for combat tips like the whirling blade attack, and the start of the trading sequence with the trendy game. It explains how to navigate the mysterious forest, find the toadstool, and use magic powder on the raccoon, revealed to be a spellbound Terran. The guide then focuses on the first dungeon, the Tail Cave, describing challenges, obtaining critical items like Rock's Feather and the Power Bracelet for lifting heavy objects, and ultimately defeating Moldorm to acquire the cello, one of the wind instruments necessary for Link's quest to wake the windfish. The page highlights the importance of exploring the island and utilizing Link's growing collection of items. This page continues the comprehensive guide for The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, taking you further into Koholint Island. The journey covers areas like Koholint Prairie and the Spooky Cemetery, highlighting secrets and encounters with characters like Crazy Tracy. The guide details rescuing Bow Wow from the Gopanga Swamp and tackling the second dungeon, the Bottle Grotto, where you'll face the genie and earn the conch horn. Exploration continues through Uku Prairie and Canalit Castle, helping Richard in finding the golden leaves, before preparing for the Key Cavern. Finally, the page explores the charming Animal Village, featuring Marin and the Sleeping Walrus, and reveals the secrets of the Dream Shrine, where you can acquire the ocarina. Helpful screenshots and vibrant character art illustrate the key moments and locations. The next page continues the journey through The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. You'll navigate the Yarna Desert to find the Angler's Key, and begin the long trading sequence by obtaining a fishhook at Tal Heights. The guide then details conquering Angler's Cave to acquire the Surf Harp and exploring Martha's Bay, progressing the trading sequence. Next, you'll brave the depths of Catfish's Maw to earn the hookshot and enjoy a rapid ride. The path leads to obtaining the Face Key after battling the knight, then clearing the complex Face Shrine to get the Power Bracelet and Triangle. The quest continues in East Tal, involving Mamu the Frog and the Rooster to reach Eagle's Tower and find the organ. Finally, the page covers Turtle Rock, leading to the ultimate goal: waking the fish, detailing the boss battles, and the Windfish's awakening with Marin's Lullaby. Screenshots highlight key locations and puzzles. This page dives into Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame, topsy-turvy games for Super Game Boy, offering 5 new mini-games based on the film. Get ready for a festival of fun with activities like bowling goats and popping balloons, designed to be accessible even for new players. The game includes an options screen to customize settings and a special funfair mode. You can access the funfair by earning a password through the Chiseler game, which is a brick-breaking challenge with unique twists like birds that help clear blocks. Completing challenges in the funfair earns you the title of a champ. Screenshots showcase the game selection menu, the options menu, and the Chiseler gameplay. This page delves into 2 specific minigames from Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame, topsy-turvy games. First up is Jolly Bowling, a unique 6-pin bowling game where you roll a goat. You control the goat's starting position, spin, and shot strength using an on-screen power meter. Scoring strikes rewards you with special celebration scenes. Next is Upsy Daisy, a floating balloon-popping battle played high above the rooftops of Paris. The goal is to burst your opponent's balloons in a Beast of 3 tournament. Characters have special attacks and defensive moves, and you can gain altitude by aiming for chimneys. There are 4 different character types to choose from, each with their own style. The next page continues the look at Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame, topsy-turvy games with 2 more mini-games. First is Picture Puzzle, a sliding puzzle game where you arrange 8 pieces to complete a picture. You select from 8 character-themed puzzles and race against the clock. The game offers tips like completing rows first and shows screenshots of the puzzle selection and gameplay. If time runs out, the game finishes it for you. Next up is Catch the Fool, where your goal is to bounce falling characters back into windows within a time limit. A meter tracks your progress. As you save more fools, the stages get harder, and the fools fall faster. The page details gameplay mechanics like how many times fools bounce, the penalty for grabbing gold bags, and the purpose of catching clocks and arrows. The character art of the gargoyles adds a fun touch, emphasizing the game's goal of beating high scores. This page kicks off the 1996 Nintendo Power Award nominations, inviting players to vote for the best games of the year across various categories. Categories include Best Soundtrack, Best Story, Best Graphics, Best Challenge, Most Innovative Game, Best Ending, and Most Gameplay Variety. Nominees feature top titles like Super Mario 64, Star Wars, Shadows of the Empire, Wave Race 64, Pilot Wings 64, DKC3, and Super Mario RPG. The page is vibrant, with characters like Mario, Bowser, Dixie Kong, a realistic elephant, and penguins, alongside screenshots showcasing games like Super Mario 64, Wave Race 64, and Star Wars, Shadows of the Empire, highlighting the visual quality and diversity of the nominees. Voting enters players into a contest for prizes. This page continues the 1996 Nintendo Power Award nominations, diving into more specific categories. We see nominations for the Best Sports Game, highlighting titles like Ken Griffey Jr.'s Winning Run and Madden 97. The Best Play Control category features games praised for intuitive handling, such as Super Mario 64 and Wave Race 64. The Best Multiplayer Game nominations include staples like Key Gold and NBA Hangtime, alongside Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey. There's a section for the Best Code, listing various game-enhancing secrets. The award for Easiest to Learn, Toughest to Master showcases games with accessible yet deep mechanics, including Super Mario 64 and Tetris Attack. The Coolest Move of 1996 section lists impressive in-game abilities, with several nominations going to Super Mario 64 and Kick Gold. Finally, the Best Tournament Fighting Game category features top contenders like Kick Gold, MK Trilogy, and Street Fighter II Alpha. The page is filled with character artwork, like Sakura from Street Fighter and Croc from Donkey Kong Country, plus screenshots from nominee games. Players are encouraged to vote for their favorites. This page continues the 1996 Nintendo Power Award nominations, covering a fun mix of categories beyond the standard Best Game Awards. We see nominations for the Coolest Item, featuring utility tools and power-ups like Mario's various caps and weapons from Star Wars, Shadows of the Empire. There's the hilarious That's Gotta Hurt award, acknowledging the most painful in-game moments like Baraka's fatality or falling off cliffs in Star Wars. Modes of transportation are highlighted, from Birdman and Pilot Wings to Ellie the Elephant in DKC3, showing the variety of ways players move through games that year, featuring screenshots of several. The awards also delve into characters, nominating the Best Hero/Heroine, including Bowser surprisingly, Worst Villain, like Boba Fett and K. Rulenstein, and Best Goodie, focusing on memorable sidekicks like Dory from Super Mario 64 or Squidder the Spider. It's a look back at the distinct personalities and moments that defined gaming in '96, encouraging players to vote for their favorites. This page continues the 1996 Nintendo Power Award nominations, letting fans vote for the year's best in various categories. The awards get specific here, asking players to pick the funniest game of '96, with nominees like Super Mario RPG and the More Annoying Than the Macarena Award, featuring irksome elements such as the Wave Race 64 announcer or the crying baby penguin from Super Mario 64. Beyond the novelties, we see nominations for the best game on Super NES, Game Boy, and the brand new Nintendo 64, showcasing heavy hitters like DKC3 on SNES, DKL2 on Game Boy, and Super Mario 64 and Wave Race 64, leading the charge on 64. The page also details the exciting contest prizes for voting, including in 64 system and games. Screenshots of 64 titles are featured, giving a glimpse of the next generation alongside classic characters like Mario and Peach, representing the 16-bit and handheld eras. This page is a comprehensive strategy guide for defeating the major bosses in Super Mario RPG. It covers several key enemies, including the Hammer Brothers, Mac, Balome, Bowyer, Punchinello, and the Duo Knife Guy and Great Guy. For each boss, the guide provides vital stats like HP, attack, and defense, along with recommended party members and helpful strategies. Screenshots show the boss battles in action. A dedicated section explains the signs of weakness, detailing which types of attacks, such as jump, fire, or thunderbolt, are effective, blue circles, or ineffective, red circles, against each foe, giving players the edge they need to overcome these unique villains. The next page continues the boss strategy guide for Super Mario RPG, featuring later game challenges. It covers bosses such as King Calamari, the multi-part cake boss Chef Torte, Bunt, and Raspberry, the pirate Jonathan Jones and his shark associates, and the tricky Yaridovich. Strategies for the plant Mega Smilax, the egg-laying Birdo, the duo Valentina and Dodo, and the dragon bosses Czar Dragon and Zombone are also detailed. Each entry provides key stats like HP, attack, and defense, offers party recommendations, and highlights effective strategies and weaknesses, often suggesting character-specific abilities or timed attacks. Screenshots show the boss encounters, providing visual aids for players tackling these unique and often difficult opponents. The next page continues the Super Mario RPG boss guide, diving into challenging late-game encounters. It covers the colorful Axum Rangers, detailing their individual stats and a recommended attack order, along with a strategy focusing on Genoflash and Thunderbolts. The menacing Sword Exor is also highlighted, breaking down its separate parts Exor, the left and right eyes, and the Neo Squid, with advice to target the eyes first. Strategies are provided for the ticking time bomb countdown and its dingling allies, suggesting specific party members and moves. The unique battles against Domino, Cloakers, Earthlink, and Mad Adder are explained, emphasizing defeating one to pair the survivors differently. Finally, the guide tackles the final boss, Smithy, outlining the multi-phase battle against his creations and different forms, recommending party setup, items, and specific tactics for each stage, from the Smelter and Shipers to Smithy's core and various heads, including Tank, Treasure, Head, Magic Head, and Mask Head. Screenshots depict the boss battles throughout. This page features the Counselor's Corner, offering game tips for Star Wars, Shadows of the Empire on N64 and DKC3, Dixie Kong's Double Trouble for Super NES. Christy Rush provides guidance for Star Wars, explaining how to defeat Wampas by keeping distance and using blaster recharge, and how to trip at walkers by using tow cables on their legs, emphasizing the need to fly close and circle them. Travis Williams handles the DKC3 questions, detailing how to find a wrench for Bjorn Bear by trading a mirror purchased from Bazaar Bear, and explaining how to use the turbo ski to clear waterfalls by gaining momentum. He also gives a strategy for defeating the spider boss Atrich by targeting his jaw when he pounces on barrels, and hiding in the lower corner to avoid his toxic attack. Screenshots illustrate the Wampa and Atat fights in Star Wars and key moments and bosses in DKC3. The next page continues with the Counselor's Corner, offering expert advice for challenging moments in several games. For Super Mario 64, learn how to master the jump kick to knock over the Hoomp Fortress plank and discover multiple ways to secure stars in shifting Sandland, either by challenging Klepto or using the wing cap, and how to get the caged star in Hoomp's Fortress using either the cannon or Hoot the Owl. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade players on Game Boy can find out where to get their signature whip and how to use it effectively, plus strategies for defeating the tricky fire-eating man. The page also features Q and Fast Facts, providing quick tips for Casper, Magic Boy, and Battlezone/Super Breakout, covering common hurdles like navigating areas or handling enemies. This page features reviews of new games available in March 1997. Turok: Dinosaur Hunter on the N64 offers a vast action-packed hunting ground with impressive 3D graphics and deadly dinosaurs, praised for its huge areas, visuals, and weapons, despite some difficult jumping. The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening for Game Boy is highlighted as the best Game Boy adventure ever, a classic returning with deep puzzle-solving, exploration, and a rich world, noted for its excellent gameplay and story but lacking Super Game Boy enhancements. Lastly, The Hunchback of Notre Dame for Game Boy is presented as a quasi-collection of minigames based on the animated film, offering variety and fun for younger players, though the controls for one game are awkward and it lacks music from the movie. This page reviews several games, including Harvest Moon for SNES, a unique farming RPG where you manage a farm over 2 years, focusing on tasks, efficiency, and building relationships. It's praised for its task-oriented play, but noted as not for action fans. Tetris on Game Boy is presented as the most popular puzzle game ever, simple yet deeply addictive, with classic tunes, easy gameplay, and the ability to endlessly improve scores. The page also covers 2 Game Boy action titles based on movies: The Empire Strikes Back, a challenging side-scrolling adventure with good graphics but some control issues, and Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, which offers a good challenge and password system, but suffers from poor hit detection and time limits on stages. The page also highlights various players' favorite game genres, This page features NP's Arena, showcasing contest results and new challenges for readers in 1997. It highlights top scores and completion times for games like Yoshi's Island, Ken Griffey Jr.'s Winning Run, Super Mario 64, Princess's Secret Slide, Mega Man X3, Donkey Kong Country 3, and Kirby Superstar Deluxe, with lists of player names and their results. The page presents new challenges. Collect coins in Super Mario 64's Tiny Huge Island, shown with a screenshot. Achieve the best time in Wave Race 64 on Southern Island, and score goals in Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey within 20 minutes, also with a screenshot. It also includes the return of the Twisted section, featuring creative, user-submitted challenges for various Nintendo games. To enter, players needed to send a photo of their high score or completion to Nintendo Power by April 10, 1997. This page features an in-depth Pack Watch report, offering an exclusive first look at Zelda 64 on the Nintendo 64. It highlights a stunning collection of screenshots revealing Link's adventure in a village, exploring dungeons, and battling iconic enemies like Stalfos and Iron Knuckles. The article notes how these pictures showcase the 3D environments, characters, and game elements like heart containers and rupees for the first time. We see Link performing various actions, like swinging his sword and leaping, with discussion about the camera angles and even wireframe models used in development. While plot details are scarce, the action is confirmed for Hyrule with the Triforce and Ganon playing roles. The piece suggests Zelda 64 is a highly anticipated title, expected by the end of the year. The Pack Watch section also briefly mentions new details on Star Fox 64, a new Zero game, and other 64 development news from around the world. This page covers updates on 3 upcoming Nintendo 64 titles. First up is Star Fox 64, detailing its impending Japanese release and confirming a summer launch in North America. The article highlights the game's breadth of action across land, sea, implied by tank, and space, showcasing various screenshots of Falco, Peppy, and Slippy alongside Fox McCloud against enemies like the Galactic Ape and Shross. It touches on the story campaign and battle modes, emphasizing the impressive 3D graphics and character interactions. Next, Dark Rift is previewed as an early 64 3D fighter. The reviewer praises the graphics and character animation, noting the 3-round structure with a time limit and the strategic use of sidestepping. It mentions special moves and hints that this version is incomplete but shows promise for fans of 3D fighting games. Finally, F-Zero Returns discusses a new entry for the Satellaview system in Japan, featuring new tracks, vehicles, and characters rendered in a style reminiscent of Donkey Kong Country. The game includes features like a training mode and a shadow car to guide players, with the possibility of a US Game Pack release being considered, building anticipation for the future of Zero 64. This article previews upcoming Nintendo 64 releases. Kirby's Air Ride, a 3D action game, is highlighted, along with Konami's J-League Perfect Striker, a detailed soccer simulation, Chameleon Twist, a unique title using a tongue-based mechanic, and Space Circus, a 3D action-adventure, are also featured. Other news includes updates on Lamborghini 64, Superman, Quest for Camelot, GoldenEye 007, summer release, and Blast Corps, March. SimCity N64, Buggy Boogie, and Ken Griffey Jr. are also mentioned, with a release forecast for N64, SNES, and Game Boy titles through the year 1997.